Hello everyone and welcome back to QuicksaveTV, your #1 source for Skyrim coverage on YouTube. Today I'm really glad to have you here because we're gonna talk about the magical school number 3, the Illusion. I have finally reached level 81. Don't look at this thing, it's a little bit bugged because I use one mod for leveling, which I use for another character. This one is all legit. When I finished it was about this, so yes, the maximum level for the game is 81, I can confirm that, and you stop somewhere in the middle of 81 something. As you can see, I screwed the alchemy. I said no, that's enough. Alchemy takes a gigantic amount of time and patience to level, and as such, I decided it's not really necessary. But yeah, everything else is at 100. And I'm gonna present to you specifically the Illusion School today. Let's just go ahead and, without further ado, start with the perk points tree. So Illusion has 3 major roads. We have the from Novice Illusion going up. This is a specification road. Then we have Apprentice. This is normal magical road, which allows you to cast spells cheaper, just in any other magical school. And we have the dual casting. It's a 3rd road. This one specific should be divided on 2, as I would say. The left road is canonical for the illusionist mage, and the second one is for someone who uses illusion for his aid, not specifically as a mage, right? It can be a thief, it can be something else. So let's start. So Novice Illusion, Apprentice Illusion, Adept Illusion, Expert, and Master Illusion allow you all to cast appropriate level of illusion spells twice as cheap, so 50% cheaper. So idea is to, whenever you go advance through the spell school, right, all the way to the master, you should slowly improve it to be able to cast them much more often. The dual casting as such is not very different from Distraction or Restoration. It allows you to cast the same spell with both hands, improving its effectiveness and slightly increasing its price. Perfect. Now let's talk about the other. Let's talk about the canonical tree for the Illusion Mage. We have Hypnotic Gaze, then we have Aspect of Terror and Rage. They all really similar. Now they work on higher level opponents, so the calm spells, the fear spells, and the frenzy spells. The difference between these 3 is this is the 3 attacking spells of the illusion magic. Illusion magic as such does not kill the enemies, instead it turns them against one another or just calm them down, forces them to not participate in combat, removing them from the battlefield effectively. So calm as such just puts the enemy there and he's just standing looking like an idiot at you killing his friends. That's it. That's the calm spells. The terror spells, fear spells, they just force the enemy to run away, resulting in exactly the same effect as calm. It's practically the same. And the rage forces the enemy to attack his allies, reducing their numbers and also turning them one against another. It's a very, very strong spells in the illusion magic, and probably the strongest. The rage is like probably my favorite spells because of their effectiveness. Now, and then they all go, as this tree goes, they go to the Master of the Mind. Master of the Mind allows illusion spells to work on undead, Deidre, and automatons. Okay, but the spells which are targeted, right? We're not talking about spells casted on yourself, so it's practically useless. The Master of the Mind is useless for anyone who's using this tree, the illusion tree, as a support tree. Now, Animage, illusion spells now work on higher level animals. Perfect. It's sorta like the same, like this tree, but the idea is it works on all the animals and all the spells. Now think about it. We talk about trolls, bears, foxes, wolves. All of them will be more susceptible to illusion. Kindred Mage, all illusion spells work on higher level people. It's the same, but all 3 of them, right? It influences all 3 of these attacking spells. It works on higher level people. So in general, it seems for me that these 2, Kindred, the Animage and the Kindred Mage, are the strongest perks in this school, right? They're much more stronger than Hypnotic Gaze, Aspect of Terror, Rage, but in conjunction they work most effectively. And then Quiet Casting, the most important for someone who takes it as a support tree, which allows you to cast any spell from any school silently. Now listen to this. Illusion doesn't really provide many useful opportunities for spellcasters who don't want to focus on illusion, right? So if you want to go to quiet casting, you have to take the stupid Animage, the stupid Kindred Mage, and then only you take quiet casting. It's quite expensive, but it still should be considered. I mean, in case of restoration, we have BAM! Deviations, we have regeneration, healing spells 50% more. They also restore stamina. They also, They also regenerate, look at this, they also regenerate 50% magicka faster. Avoid death. Once a day heals 250 points. Look at this. You don't need to do anything for these things. Absolutely useful. Absolutely infinitely useful. Almost for free. Here, oh, you want quiet casting, is that it? Well, then you have to take 2 useless skills which you won't ever utilize in your gameplay. So, that's, you know, it's quite contradictory. Perfect, now that we talked about the perk tree, I hope it's understandable, let's talk about the spells as such. I just favorited all the spells right here. So we're gonna start with the calm spell. I'm not gonna make a live target practice, but I'm gonna describe how we work. Calm spells force the enemy, as I said, to not participate in combat. Very, very strong spells, right? Very basic, very interesting, very easy to use. So you just cast it on the enemy and he does not participate in combat. Very simple. While you're dealing with his friends. Obviously, illusion magic does not kill, as you need to deal with them somehow else. The second step is the fear spells, which is a little bit more advanced than the calm, because as such it forces the enemies to run away from you, which sometimes makes them break their lines effectively, and they just run away really, really far away, and you know, it makes the whole battlefield better. It's like advanced version of the calm spell. Now, Feuding is probably my favorite spell, and it forces the enemies attack one another. It's a very strong aid for anyone who focuses on a magical skulls, because you can just force some of the enemies, let's say one, the strongest enemy, attack his friends while you deal with the rest. Very powerful spell. Makes the enemies turn against one another and not act effectively. And then the fourth is the supportive spells for your companion. It's called, how the hell is it called? Courage. The courage as such, it makes the target do not flee combat and gives additional stamina and health. You cannot cast it on yourself, but you can cast it on allies, making them very, very powerful, you know, fighters, and doesn't let them run away from combat. They fight with much more courage. Perfect. Now that we talked about basic influences spells, let's talk about self spells. We have the Clairvoyance. I think I said it. Clairvoyance. I don't know how to pronunciate that. I hope it's correct. So Clairvoyance is the most useless spell of all of them, which shows you the target, the path to your quest, to your next quest, your objective. Oh, you need my opinion. It's useless crap, alright? That's my opinion. You find it useful, go ahead, use it. I think it's useless, waste of mana. Moreover, it doesn't seem to improve your illusion skill, so it's just a waste, alright? There's nothing else to say about it. Then we have the, how's it called? The muffle. Muffle is nice for someone who plays as a thief or wants to play a silent mage, right? As you cast muffle on yourself, you suddenly don't make any more sounds when you move, which makes you really, really stealthy ninja. Idea is that when you're not focused on Thief 3, which has the appropriate skill for that, you will be able to utilize it as well, right? So if you don't focus on the Sneak 3, you will also have this perk, right? And it will work for you. Very nice. Silence. Walking and running does not affect detection. That's the idea. You can get it for free in the Thief 3, and if you'd like to be sneaky, you will probably use something else instead of magic, right? But, you know, the whole idea is that you can, with Muffle, you can sneak effectively using the Illusion 3. And with Quiet Casting, you can cast spells silently without enemies noticing you. Perfect, right? Nice. Now, the Invisibility. Invisibility is an advanced form of Muffle. And what it do is this. It makes you invisible for some time. You are invisible. Look how good it looks. You become a glass person. Right? It looks like a glass, looks very nice, very interesting, and you're just invisible. Muffle and illusion work perfect in conjunction, as muffle allows you to run without making much noise. I think it's considered this to the hidden position. Run as not like this, not walking, running instead is the position, and the invisibility allows you to be invisible altogether. So illusion is kind of weird school of magic, as most of its castings on yourself are supportive for thief, but become useless at some point, because thief as such is very invisible already. It doesn't need the support of invisibility or muffle. But for a mage to sneak somewhere, how often will you use this? I mean, okay, you can sneak, but you're not gonna backstab the enemies as you use in spells, right? So what's the point for you to be invisible altogether? That's very questionable notion. So yeah, that will be it for the presentation of the illusion. Now I'm invisible and I cannot make very fancy how do you call it, the outro, very fancy outro, but I will try. Thank you very much for watching, thank you very much for joining. I hope you enjoyed the video, enjoyed the commentary. If you did, go ahead, like, subscribe, and look at my invisible character. Like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Plus, if you can, it would be really nice if you favorited the video, as it allows more people to see and find my channel through yours. Thank you very much for all your support, for all your help and your attention right now. I hope you enjoyed the video, enjoyed my empty eyelids. That was not supposed to happen. Empty eyelids, and have a great day, and bye-bye. God damn it, how did it happen? Bug detected.